Good morning, glad you could join us. I want to share some thoughts, and some of them will be coming via Max Lucado's book, Grace. A couple of Bible verses at the outset. The Apostle Paul says in Galatians 2:20, "It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me." Now, maybe you've heard that before, maybe you haven't. But if you haven't heard it before, you might be thinking, well, that's pretty radical, Christ living in me. Yes, that's what the New Testament says again and again. As a matter of fact, in Colossians 1:27, the Apostle Paul puts it this way: Christ in you, the hope of glory. Now think about that for a moment. There's never been anybody else in all of history that started a movement that could say, I'm going to give a piece of me, my spirit, to dwell inside of you. That is radical. I mean, you can just go down the list of all the world religions, all the philosophers, whoever you want. The only person who would have the authority to do that would be God incarnate and give His Spirit. And that's exactly what he says he's doing. Max Lucado says that he used to believe all the other prepositions. What do I mean by that? Christ for me, with me, ahead of me. And I knew that I was working beside Christ, under Christ, with Christ. But he just didn't get that Christ was in him. Do we understand how valuable it is to have Christ within us? I love that at Antioch in the first century, it was the first place that they called Christians Christians. Christ means Messiah or anointed one. And so my interpretation of Christian is it's Christ, anointed one. You're a little anointed one. You're not the anointed one, but if Christ dwells within you, if you've invited Him in, He dwells within you. Something that I like to preach on with this, I heard a guy preach on this in Hong Kong, so it had been 1988. And it sounded like kind of heresy or goofiness at first. He's just like, you need to poke holes in your heart. Kind of like, what do you mean, poke holes in your heart? See, we as evangelicals are always saying this to people, invite Jesus into your heart. And He dwells there by faith. Some churches, they have people inviting Jesus into their heart again and again because they think He keeps sneaking out. He doesn't. There's nothing wrong with inviting Him in again. It might not be perfect theology, but I know that when I first came to Christ, I invited Christ into my life 5 days in a row. I figured if once is good, 5 times is better. But here's the thing. Do you believe He's in there? See, I do. I believe He's active in your life. So here's the thing. Poke holes in your heart. Why? Because He wants out. He wants to express Himself to people around you through you. So instead of worrying oh, is He in there? Is He in there? It's like, affirm it. It's like, Jesus, thank you for coming and indwelling my life. Transform me from the inside out. Don't conform me with rules and regulations from the outside. Transform me from the inside out. And God wants to shine His light through you. I love that Jesus said, let your light shine. He didn't say make it. He didn't say crank up the generator. No, Jesus dwelling within you, He wants out. How valuable. I had a little lesson in this past week. I went to a concert. I bought the ticket the day of the concert. I found out about it the day before. There were 5 members of an original band that got together, but I didn't know that's what it was until the day before the concert, when I got this special invitation. Then I didn't realize what a good price I got. At the end of the concert, I was up by the stage talking with this other guy. The concert was over, and we're like, what a fantastic show. And I said, and I can't believe it was only $25. The guy looked at me and goes, $25? What are you talking about? I paid $89 for this. Folks, can you imagine someday when we're in heaven, when we realize who was really indwelling our lives? We are going to be blown away. Why not be blown away today and share the love and grace of God with somebody else? Jesus wants to do it organically through you today. Offer yourself to Him. God bless you. Have a great day.